Good morning. Welcome to the Police 911 and Fire Department Committee. It is October 4th, 2023. Present today, we're going to get these right today. 911 Administrator Andrea Potajek and Mark Dvorak, the Chief of Police, along with City Councilman Hockett and Councilman Sprinkle. We are 8 o'clock sharp. Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you visit with council about police.
Okay, getting started. Our new officer Officer Robertson started this week. He is certified, or will be officially certified as soon as he gets sworn in by our judge here in town. That happens next week. I'll just have to send in his paperwork that he got sworn in, and they'll mail him his certification, but basically he is certified.
And where is he from?
He's from Gregory.
Oh, from Gregory.
Yep. So, he will still go through our FTO program, our 11-week minimum FTO program. So he'll be done here in December sometime with that, hopefully. We had an officer resignation, a non-certified officer, so we'll just look for another hire, replace him. But we were full staff there, or we will be for another few days before we're down again. Two officers still at LAT, they're halfway through that. They graduate, I believe, on November 17th. From all indications I've heard, they're doing well and enjoying themselves up there. Jake brake law. So that is something I'd like to, and I'm not exactly sure who to talk to this about, but our signage on the Jake brake. If you notice, the signs, I believe they're probably all attached to the signpost for the city of Winter. And I don't know what other signage is on those posts as well, but if it could be more prominently displayed, I think that would help a lot. The drivers that I have talked to that have used their Jake brake here in town, they haven't seen the sign. It's kind of, our speed limit signs and all other signs are right next to the roadway. Well, our Winter sign is a little bit further down, and it's kind of cluttered when you have several signs all together, and it's easily missed. And it's not a big sign by any means. So I believe if we get a bigger sign to inform our motoring public of the actual ordinance, they're more likely to not use their Jake brake. Our first goal is education, which clears up a lot of confusion. And if you know the law, you're more likely to obey the law. If you don't know it, well, you don't know what to do. So they'll just hit their Jake brake.
How many signs? What entrances into
I believe
Winter?
on 18 on the west side. I believe there's one on coming in from by the drive-in, and I'll have to make sure this one's still out here on 44.
I haven't seen it on 44. I don't know if it's there.
I don't believe
I've never
it is.
noticed it.
Okay.
The other one,
That,
would you consider one on South County?
I can't remember if there's one. There may be one out there. I'm not positive. I'll
Sure.
have to check those two as well, South County and North County, or whatever we officially call it now.
316th Avenue.
316th, okay.
Yeah, North County is over there.
Yeah. So,
So 5 of them you're talking?
yeah, I would like to see bigger signage, and I'll meet with Justin.
Displayed by themselves.
Yeah.
yeah.
Somewhere out where there's not confusion, where you have to look at several signs. If you have a no passing zone, a speed limit sign, when you're going 45 or 65, depends on where the speed that sign would be posted. You're going by pretty quick, and if it's a small sign with
Yeah.
small lettering, could be hard to see. In other jurisdictions I've seen, no dynamic braking, no Jake brake, and then it has the fine amount underneath it, which would, if our fine amount is whatever it will be, posted on there, that could be a big discouragement. So, well, I'll work on seeing how we can get that done. There may be some state law or we have to work with DOT to post it closer to the roadway. With the other signage, I don't know about that, but we'll learn and
Yep.
find out. So, traffic enforcement. Since our last committee meeting, we've had 54 total traffic stops. 18 of those 54 were in the construction zone, 36 outside the construction zone. We've been, this last couple of weeks, we've been trying to spend more time in the school zones. So a lot, I would say probably 10 or 15 or even more than that are traffic stops either in the school zones or fairly close to the school zones. Only 15 total citations. What I've noticed is even the, like we have 31 of those 54 were speeding violations, the stop origination. And the speeds are, you know, for example, in the 20-mile-per-hour zone, we're stopping people for 24, 25, 26, 27. So the speeds aren't outrageous, so it's not necessarily warranting a citation, but we're getting the point across that we want you to slow her down. So, and most of our speeding citations are coming into town on 18 from the south or from the west. Those are the very vast majority, and I'm trying to think of any that are local people, but our speeding violation citations on the highways are, I believe, probably all or very close to all from out of town, out of state. So our local traffic is doing pretty well, except on our interior roadways where we're working on getting that corrected. So let's see, what else do I got? Oh, I think I told you 31 of those 54 were for speeding. Mixed in there was several headlights, lane driving, which would be kind of weaving out in between lanes on the highway or on a side street, not keeping in your lane. And a couple stop sign violations. So that's where we're at for this couple weeks in traffic enforcement. Any questions?
Mark, that's a great report.
Thank you.
It is a great report today. We've been dealing with some things, communication-wise, as far as process in the city of Winter, and we're discussing communications from the police department for the example that came up, stop signs that were getting hit and knocked over. We've clearly outlined process in the city of Winter. Whoever knocked that sign over is going to be billed for the replacement of that stop sign, if it's a pole or anything like that. That's something that we haven't been consistent on in the past. Public Works is really gonna ask for communication, just like these signs. I think those Jake Brake signs are gonna have to go through the street department. So if you'd have Justin and Troy get together on that, we can get those signs. But when you cite somebody for, or not cite somebody for running over a sign or destroying something of city property, that does need to be communicated over to the Public Works Department, because we are gonna bill it out, and we have to bill it at full cost, and then we'll let council handle it however they want based on the recommendation of you and the Public Works Director, okay?
So last week I added in, because Justin Day and I, we discussed this, and how we weren't, if we knew about it, we weren't necessarily making sure a report was completed and turned over to the street department, to Troy, and notified in the city office. I made a new standard operating procedure, entered that into our SOP manual, basically saying our report will be done on any city-owned damaged property, not damaged by a city employee. So any non-employee that damages our property will complete a report and give that report to the proper city entity that is in charge of maintaining that property, and then also inform the finance office.
Very good. You were already on it.
Really good.
Thank you.
The byline here is, from where we sit, consistency is very important. Like the mayor said, going forward, we gotta treat everybody alike when they destroy city property, or when city property is damaged, it has to be handled the same way for everybody. So consistency is a key word. Okay.
Appreciate it. My hero, Andrea. Nothing on the agenda, so you're shooting from the hip.
I don't have anything on the agenda. I don't know, since the last meeting, it's been a lot of time in dispatch. We're basically working on getting our last two trained. They're both entering the last leg of their second phase of training, getting ready to start their third, which the third phase of their training is basically them taking a chair and knock the training wheels off. And obviously, you know, they're not just left hanging. There's still people in the room with them to help if they have questions, but it's different. It's knowing that you are that second chair as opposed to someone watching everything that you're doing. It's different, and it's time. They're both ready. They're both doing really well. So get those two trained up and on their own, and that'll be good for the schedule. Kind of a little bit of relief for the other staff. They've definitely been through a lot here the last few months. We do still have 2 openings that we're working to fill, so send people our way. Other than that,
Full-time or part-time? You don't care who we send your way?
yeah, I really don't. Technically, we have 3 part-time slots, and they're all 3 full right now, but if we had somebody that was looking for part-time hours, it's definitely something we'd be willing to entertain. Full-time's the hope, but who knows, they might start out part-time and just love us that much that they'll stick around.
I can see that happening.
It's happened before, but
Has there been any more talk the last few weeks on PSAP funding from the state? Has there been any breakthroughs? Nothing filtering down, nothing that you're hearing? Okay,
no,
darn.
Justin and I talked about, trying to get something set up with our representatives before that can happen. I feel like I've got a lot more things that I need to
Oh,
get
I
put
see.
together and stuff. The other hurdle that we have right now is that the state's 911 coordinator resigned. That position, as far as I'm aware, is still vacant. So that's gonna be another big issue. Obviously, it's something we can work around and work with, but at this point, no, that's nothing new to add to that.
Don't question. You were talking about the 2 candidates going to phase 3 of training. How long are each of those phases? Phase 1 and 2? Is it dynamic or is it pretty?
Phase 1 and 2 kind of operate hand in hand. Phase 1 mostly being the paperwork part of the learning. Phase 2 being more hands-on. It's usually right around 6 to 8 weeks for those 2 together. And then we move into 3 and then evaluate usually after 4 weeks on the 3rd phase.
So you have a solid 10 to 12 week training.
Yeah.
Awesome. The funding, we'll get to that. We got to help you too. It can't be all you. It's got to be us in our conversations. And I just wrote that down. We've had some good conversations at different levels here recently. So we'll see if we can spin off
Keep
those.
moving forward.
Yeah. I have nothing for the fire department. And Justin is home ill today, so we'll have no report. Darren's not here. Any other questions, council?
Nope.
Got things to do. and
Have a
people
great
to see.
day, people.
All right.
Thank you both.